always love hip-hop. Keep it flowing like a river, so I drip drop. Verses and bars, we eating dinner with the stars. Excuse me while I float away, my brain is on Mars. Cause it's the Big Kidz podcast with Chris Williams. Sit back, relax, like your spliff, we in the building.
Yo, 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 this is Chris Williams, and welcome back to the Big Kidz Podcast. On today's episode of the Big Kidz Podcast, I'm having my boy Matt Scanlon on for the third time. We're going to talk Kyler Murray and his contract situation. We're going to talk Colbie Young, the young man going to the University of Miami out of Binghamton. We're going to talk a little UFC amongst a few other things. So, guys, sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Yo.
Yo, what's going on, bro?
What's up, brother?
Chilling, man, chilling. Thanks for coming back on, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, anytime. You know that.
Had to get you on a little quicker, a little quicker turnaround than the first time.
Yeah, no, I know. Anytime, bro. You know that.
You're my Binghamton guy now.
Hey, that's right. I keep you in the loop here, man. I know you're not too far away, but I keep you in the loop down here for sure.
Keep me in the fucking loop, man. Shit. How's everything going? Everything?
Yeah, good, man. Good. Just this heat wave, bro. Crazy.
Yeah, man. This
like Florida.
Bro, I went to Florida a couple weeks ago, and that shit was no joke, man. I couldn't live there.
Bro, I don't know how people do it. I mean, a lot of people that I know, my sister specifically, she's like, it's like your guys' winter. Like, we don't go outside. We stay in the house.
Fuck that,
it's too hot down there, man.
I get why old people or older people have, like, homes in Florida and still up here in New York, because they don't want to deal with that shit in July.
Yeah, bro, you got 95 to 100 degree heat, and it's like the humidity, yeah, the hell with all that.
Shit, man, I remember it was 95. The lowest it was while I was there was 95. It was 100, 101. You going inside to an 80-degree room, that shit felt like AC.
Yeah, you ain't kidding, though.
You be like, ooh, it feels nice in here. Go look at the thermostat. That shit's at 79. You're like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, you're not kidding, bro. My heat don't even reach 79.
Jesus. Hell no, man. I keep my shit at 67. gives me a little wiggle room in case I gotta go up a little bit, but 67 on the regular. I ain't fucking around with this, especially living out here, man. That shit's all propane, and they ain't playing with the propane right now.
Yeah. Oh, so I forgot that. So where you live, it's all propane. Yeah, man, that's got to be through the roof.
Yeah, man.
Crazy.
Yeah, I was on a budget, and the budget pretty much doubled the past year.
Really?
Yep. And they don't care. They don't give you no heads up.
No, they just get their money, and that's it. They don't give a shit.
Yep. And I'm like, yo, man, fuck that. I might as well just be paying. Fuck this budget, man. I'm on the budget so I can budget my shit every month. You doubling my shit ain't helping.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. And
not even giving me a heads up, like, yo, here. And the thing what they do is they don't even give you the bill until like 6 days before the shit's due. I'm like, yo, man, normal people need like a hot second, especially if you want double what the fuck you were asking for before. Could I get 2 weeks?
Yeah, they don't. It's like, I mean, we run off NYSEG, but I tell everybody they're the modern day mafia. You know,
NYSEG did it to me too.
Yeah, modern day mafia, man. I mean. It's, there's no break. They say, we need our money on this date, and we don't give a shit if it doubled. You know, that's just how it goes.
Shit, man. I was talking to my buddy the other day. I'm like, yo, I got a fucking nice little raise. And thank God I got a nice little fucking raise, because if I didn't, I'd be hurt right now. Like, yo, I got a raise. I don't even feel that shit. It just feels like normal.
It almost feels like a pay cut with
that
everything
is
fucking going on, you know?
Stopped at Walmart earlier, got a couple things. I'm like, God damn, man, $100 didn't really used to ever get you much, but it sure as hell don't get you much anymore.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is crazy.
Don't grab a bag of dog food.
Yeah, you got 2 dogs too,
I got 3 fucking dogs, man. I got 2 brothers and I got my old guy.
Okay. How old's your old one now?
He's going to be 8 soon.
Okay. Yeah, he's getting up there.
Yeah, he's getting gray. He's getting gray.
I saw your YouTube video had the most views ever. You put them dogs on there. They might have to make another appearance.
Bro, I'm
you know
like,
I mean?
yo, I'm out here fucking grinding every week trying to get fucking 50 people to watch this shit. I put these motherfuckers on here for a combined 30 seconds. They got fucking 2,500 views. I'm like, yo, this is some bullshit. I gotta put.
Yep, they're coming back next week. That's for damn sure.
I gotta put puppies in the title now. the puppy podcast. What the hell? That shit was crazy.
That is
Jesus.
funny, man.
But yeah,
I
man.
saw your post. I was laughing,
bro. I'm like, God, yeah, I might have to pimp him out for real. I have to pimp him out, get the camera going, get the dogs. Oh, but yeah, man. But speaking of Florida, man, you just saw Julio Jones just signed with the fucking Bucks.
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now. Looked like a 1-year deal. I didn't see anything for his money wise. Did you at all?
It's probably vets minimum with a little respect on it.
Right, yeah. I mean, he's got that respect factor, but it can't be too much.
No, it's probably like 6-7 million, I bet. Just nice little chunk of change.
Yeah, I mean, you can't beat that for a 1-year deal. Shit.
Nah, and a potential Super Bowl, which will bring in money after.
Yeah, absolutely.
You win a Super Bowl, you get speaking gigs.
Yeah, exactly. You can start getting books. That's right.
Yeah, man. That's why I don't understand why a lot of these dudes, man, they get greedy. You're thinking about the money that you can get right now, not thinking about the money you're going to need for the next 40, 50 years. You go with...
And that's the thing, too. Like, I think... I don't know if I saw it, but there's a lot of guys who became successful and had longevity of not necessarily career-wise, but money-wise, that are trying to help, a lot of these guys. Because, again, you go back to, like, the guys... I can't even remember who it was. One guy said his first paycheck, it was like, I bought a house, I bought a car, bought my dad a house, bought my mom a house, and then everybody else is asking me for money. He said, next thing you know, I had $1 million, I had $200,000 left. It was like, what the hell did I just do,
I think that was from that 30 for 30 broke.
Yeah, yep, I think it was too. But yeah, it's crazy, man. So, you got to applaud the ones that know. I feel bad for the guys. I was thinking about it. It took all their fucking salary in Bitcoin. That shit tanked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but also with that Bitcoin shit, they should have known that was going to happen. Like, that has to be like a long-term thing. Like, you can't be worried about that shit right now.
Right.
You got to think about, is this going to be big in 10, 20 years? Because if you were thinking that shit, I'm going to invest half of my salary into Bitcoin and that shit happened, you're a dummy. Because you were not thinking, man. You just thought that shit was just gonna keep rising, no problem, no bumps in the road, no nothing.
Right, and that when I saw that, I was like, I couldn't believe they were doing it at first anyway. But man, it's just, I don't know, it's crazy.
Doesn't your boy got a good amount of his contract? Saquon? Doesn't Saquon got a good amount of his contract like that?
Yeah, I don't know the number, but he put some of his contract into Bitcoin,
yeah.
So he lost some money. He lost some big money.
Yeah, but again, you keep doing it in 10 fucking years, man. That might just be an L today.
Right. Yeah, you don't. That's the thing. I think it'll all bounce back. You just don't know when. Right?
Yeah, a lot of shit going on, but yeah, that's maybe not exactly Bitcoin, but something like that's how shit's moving. Go to the grocery store, man. Half these motherfucking places don't even take cash anymore.
Right.
They'll have one. They'll have one aisle. Yeah, you got cash. All right, go hit that one aisle up.
That's exactly right, though, and that's like up here too, like where we're at, Chris. Like, it's all self checkout. They got one person in the line. I was bitching about it the other day, and I'm like, I just want to get through the line. I don't want to scan my groceries and then I'm at the one. I fucked up the other day because I'm at the one and I only got card on me and I didn't read. And it's the cash only one. I go, so I had to void all my shit out, go to the other fucking self-checkout. I was pissed.
Oh, man, that's classic. I think we'll be bitching about that for some time.
Yeah, I mean, probably what's going to happen is you won't even see, like an actual checkout anymore. It'll just be all self-checkout eventually.
Yep. And that's fucking scary, man, because that means really everything is going to be on our fucking phones.
Oh, yeah.
Everything is gonna be on our phones. Everyone's all worried about shit. I don't even want to go there with politics and shit, but everyone's real concerned about the abortion bans and shit. But that's also a right to privacy thing, man. They're gonna be on our ass in a minute. They're not gonna give a fuck about if you got an Apple iPhone. They're gonna know how to break or tap into that motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I mean, realistically, when these iPhones came out, and now as far as shit, they came out when we were in like 9th, 10th grade. But I mean, bro, you think about it now, all the information that's out there, like all the times you got to put in your information, you want to buy something online or fucking,
it's crazy.
You do shit online. Like I go to you go to the doctor now, right, for your yearly checkup or whatever you do, and all that shit's on the iPad. You got to put your social on the iPad. You tell me somebody, if they wanted it, it's out there. You know what I mean? It is fucking crazy.
It is scary, man.
Bro, to think about, maybe you want to just buy a house like up by you in the middle of nowhere and just not talk to them.
I'm telling you, man, it's not bad living out here. It ain't bad living out here. But it's crazy though, because a lot of that shit, man, ain't helping these kids. You know, like, you need to be able to talk to people. You need to be able to conversate. At the end of the day, like, the computer shit is fine, but you still got to be able to conversate with fucking people.
Yeah. I think a lot of the younger kids now, it's all like, there's a ton of them have, like, social anxiety and, most cases of depression and all that shit ever, which is, obviously, that's a real thing, needs to be addressed. But I'm thinking it's like what you're saying. It's more of it stemming from less and less, communication with each other, human interaction. It's all just, now you got this metaverse shit. These people live in these fantasy worlds, bro. It's fucking not good for your mental health.
And
it's not good at all.
Scans, listen, anxiety is, of course, over 40, 50 years of having it, that's not good for you. But I think you need to grow up with a little anxiety. You can't tell me that there wasn't times where you got to present something or you're talking in front of a big group of people where your ass ain't anxious. You know what I'm saying? You got to work through that a little bit.
Yeah, it was more like, hey, I'm like before a big game. It wasn't anxiety. It was called being nerves, and now it's called, I agree with you 1,000%.
And I do think that there are circumstances where, your anxiety really is fucking with you up to a certain point. Everybody's different. But, man, you got to learn to work through that, because that's life. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I work with at-risk youth, and my biggest message I tell them is, I'm sorry to tell you this, but once you turn 18, ain't nobody going to care about what you got going on, man.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's like that is the sad truth, because you got to work through it. There is some severe cases where you have to get, your help, but I agree with you. You're going to have anxiety in everyday life. The older you get, it's bills, right? Like you said, your fucking propane double. Shit, now I got to get that money. The older you get, the more anxiety becomes with all that shit. It's life. But I 1,000% agree.
And I think that you even see it in the pros. Like with dudes like Kyler Murray, I sent you the message last night, and I'm sure you've heard a lot about it since. This dude's addicted to video games and cannot get 4 hours of film session in a week.
When you sent that to me, bro, I'm like baffled, right? Baffled, because all the greats, obviously, you're a student of the game, you study the game. Like, you don't have to be in your contract clause. Does not have to say that you have to do 4 hours a week. Like, what? I mean, what?
I think that's the first one in history. I think that's the first time in history that's happened.
It has to be, right? But they're paying him. Realistically, I see why. Because, like you said it to me yesterday. He must not watch film ever. Right?
Ever.
So I see why they're doing it, because, like, they're saying, hey, if we're giving you all this money, it's long term. We want, unless you're the Cleveland Browns, you're going in to win a championship, right? The Browns are like, fuck it, let's just try and make the playoffs, make a run. Everybody else wants to win a fucking championship, So that's why they're doing that. They're like, hey, listen, you're our guy. We want you to be our guy, but, we want to win.
Bro, and you got to think about it. If that's in the contract, that means it was probably negotiated on. So these motherfuckers probably wanted 8 hours, and he was probably like, nah, I'll give you 4.
Bro, you think about it, right? I mean, I don't know the every day in season of of an NFL quarterback, right? I'll never know that life. I'll never see that life. But, bro, you're telling me, I think about what I do on a day-to-day, and you're telling me you can't dedicate 4 hours a week, not a day, bro, a week to watching film and just, reading and getting better, I don't know. That was bad. I was shocked when you sent me that. Bro, I couldn't fucking believe it.
That's not even an hour a day.
Bro, it's 4 fucking hours. You know what I mean?
That is crazy. And listen, I think, honestly, that just speaks to how good he actually is, like, as an athlete. Yeah. Like, the dude is ill. But, long-term, man, people catch on to your shit, man. And that's the difference between having a okay, he was nice career to being a Hall of Famer.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because
of either the kid, like our kids are going to know your name, or you're going to hear about him from us because you don't know who the fuck he was, right? He was good, but he wasn't great.
Because all these big ass contracts that are going around right now, some of these guys are going to be ass. Like, everybody signing a $250 million contract isn't going to the Pro Bowl every year.
Yeah, the contracts, even in all sports right now, are fucking insane. I mean,
entertainment pays, man. That's what it's all about. That's what we care about.
I'm reading this shit right now. I didn't get too deep into it last night, but so it says the addendum also states that he will not get credit if he's not studying or watching material while it plays on his tablet, or if he's doing something that can distract him or draws attention elsewhere. So I don't know how they're going to monitor that, but that's pretty much saying he can put the film only on his tablet.
Yep.
And it's right in here. It says attention elsewhere while his material is playing, such as playing video games, watching TV, or browsing the internet. So I don't know how the fuck they're going to monitor that. He's going, what he's going to do. If they had to negotiate this, he's going to pull this shit up on his tablet, press the play button, pause it a couple times, draw some circles on it, and then he's going to be playing fucking Call of Duty or Madden in the background. Like, he's not going to fucking, he don't give a shit.
Yo, I bet you they got eyes on his ass, though. I bet they're going to be watching him watch film.
Yeah,
we're talking 4 hours. That's cake. That's not like fucking up somebody's work day because you got to watch this motherfucker watch film for an hour. Somebody's gonna be watching his ass. We're talking big money.
And looking at it too, I think he got like 100. I don't remember. It was like 100 million guaranteed, and then if he gets injured, he gets like 160 guaranteed, which is fucking insane.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, breaks his leg tomorrow. And, generational wealth for life. That's just fucking, that's insane.
Bro, that shit is crazy. I honestly, because I like the dude. I was fucking surprised to hear that. Like, you don't hear that shit about people. And that lets me know that when they talk about his leadership and shit, they're probably not far off because he probably doesn't communicate with people too well.
Yeah, I mean, you can infer a lot based just on what that said in the contract. But I mean, first things first. I mean, what is this? Is this his third year in the league? Fourth year in the league?
Fourth.
So he's fun to watch. Didn't he win the rookie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's been a Pro Bowler.
And been a pro. He's gonna be good. But
as long as he doesn't get hurt.
Right, knock on wood, he stays healthy because he is fun as fuck to watch. But the thing is with him, is Kyler Murray going to be that guy that puts the team on his back at 5'9" and takes them to the fucking Super Bowl and wins it? Mm-hmm. I think that's what the team was trying to get at. Like, hey, listen, we don't want to make you seem like a fool because if this is me, this is fucking embarrassing, right?
Yeah, I would hope so.
I don't know how he feels about it. He could say, fuck it, I don't give a shit. But for me, this is like, damn, everybody else knows that I don't watch film now. So that means me as a defensive player, I just got to watch a little bit of film on you, and I can pick some shit up and know that you're not going to watch film on me. So I switch a few things up, and then, I don't know, man. When you sent me it, bro, baffled me.
That's insane, man. That's insane. Listen, I think you could be there's people in this world that I think are just better than other people. And like I when I think of that, I think of like people like John Jones. Like, it doesn't matter what the fuck I do, I'm just still going to be better than you.
Absolutely.
But then at the same time, I wonder if they did approach it like everybody else does, would they be better, or are they as good as they are because they just don't give a fuck? They're just nonchalant about it. Like, I'll be all right.
It's a great point to have, right? Because now, say he does this year, right? And now he's too stressed with the 4 hours or whatever he claims. I mean, it's a good point to have. This motherfucker might be so good because he's so relaxed, nonchalant. I mean, you see him when he plays, dude. He sees everything. You know, I mean, obviously he throws the ball away sometimes, but when you see him play, Chris, I mean, he sees everything like almost like fucking it, like it's in slow motion. He's got it. And for being so short and being able to, you know, he's mobile, obviously, just the way he plays, he can see it on the field. So
he should be the next step in the evolutionary chain of Russell Wilson is how I look at him.
Yeah, that's a good point. Go ahead.
I think he should be able to do everything that Russell has done, but better. But I also think Russell's a professional. I think Russell's he takes this shit serious.
He watches film.
He's been to 9 Pro Bowls, I think, some shit like that. Like, right. You don't just get that shit handed to you, even on an off season. You don't just get that shit handed to you 9 fucking times. That means you are nasty. That means you're fucking one of the best.
So, and the thing is, too, he's going in his 4th year. I mean, realistically, you know, he's not going to, I mean, who does have a Tom Brady career? But, like, he's probably got, if he wants to and stays healthy, he's probably got, I'd say, 8 to 10 years left, right? So, I mean, they gave him the contract. They're in with the long haul for him. It's just up to him now. I mean, it's the little things when, yeah, he can win fucking 10, 12 games in a year, but it's the shit that gets into the playoffs. Like you said, like, you know, that little shit when it's 21-21 and there's fucking 2 minutes left on the clock and he needs to remember what he saw either in that film or, you know, I don't know. We're going to find out, I think, in the next couple of years if he's got what it takes to win it all. But the guy's a fucking athlete. There's no denying that. But it's crazy. It's got to be embarrassing for him. I'd be embarrassed if I was him.
And honestly, if I was Lamar Jackson, I'd be pissed off right now. I'd be fucking mad as a motherfucker right now.
Yeah.
That's so. They don't even want to give him that contract. Is what they're saying.
See,
rumors are.
That's crazy to me. I mean, why not lock him up? I mean, I don't know.
Listen, let's just put it this way. Kyler Murray ain't win no MVP.
Right.
How come an MVP matters for everybody else that got one? It don't matter for this motherfucker right here. Right. He got a fucking MVP.
He's got to be thinking that the organization doesn't have the faith in him to win a Super Bowl, right? I mean,
do they have the money? Like, I don't know what Baltimore situation's like. I know fucking when I was in college, they were still playing on that fucked up ass field.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, you think about the talent that he brings to your team. If you don't have the money, you better fucking find the money.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because he's. I mean, you don't want to lose, you know, the help that he needs, but you also need to you need to keep him there. I mean, otherwise, what are you going to go to? You know, who are you going to go get?
In Scans, you got who the fuck has he had on his team besides that tight end?
Yeah, no. I mean, think about it. If I'm trying to name, I can't.
Hollywood Brown was good for a while, but again, that was just, you know, there really wasn't anyone else to throw the ball to.
Right, and he wasn't. I mean, he was good, but he wasn't that. You know, he wasn't that difference maker that he needs because. He can. The thing is, as he gets older too, right? The mobile quarterbacks. I mean, you're always going to have. He's going to have that mobility for a long time, but you don't want him to run as much. No, you don't want him to run and get fucked up. You know.
Nah.
So he needs some help. He needs some. They must have a fucked up. I don't know what their cap situation looks like, but they must be all fucked up and backwards because they don't have any help for him, and they're not paying him, which is baffling.
And he's the best quarterback in the history of their fucking team. Who has been on the Baltimore Ravens since they went back to Baltimore, or since they got to Baltimore, I should say?
fuck, you think about who?
Trent Dilfer, Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco doesn't get enough respect, man. Joe was solid for a while. He just wasn't Tom Brady.
Who was before? I can't even remember who was before him.
Kyle Bowler.
Was McNair on there?
Yep, Steve McNair won. He won the. Did he win the MVP when he was with them? No. He won that with Tennessee. But yeah, Steve McNair was there.
Yeah, that had to have been like 05.
Yeah, it's been a long fucking time.
And where's Steve McNair now?
R.I.P.
Oh, did he pass?
Yeah, remember his girlfriend killed him.
Oh my God!
Yeah. Yup. His girlfriend, his younger girlfriend, took him out.
That was a long time ago, right?
Yeah, man. Yep.
Holy fuck, man! R.I.P. I feel bad.
R.I.P. Steve.
Yeah, man.
Jeez.
That's why. This goes to show you, any young kids listening, man, just be careful who you choose as a partner.
Yup.
People out here are crazy, man.
Life is fucking nuts, man. And speaking of young cats, man, who's this dude that's going to Miami out of Binghamton? I didn't even know about him.
Yeah, so I mean, when I first heard about him, had to have been 2 to 3 years ago. And ironically, I figured, somebody told me that he was going to a Clemson camp, but you hear that all the time,
yeah,
right? So,
yeah.
I was like, all right. So I went and checked him out. And again, he in football, he was just big kid, solid kid. I think he's got to be, I'd say if he grew a little bit, he's probably 6'4", 6'5" now. Just tall kid, lanky, wide receiver build. But Binghamton had nobody to throw. They didn't have they didn't have an Ahmed or like a Doherty or, a Conley to throw to him. So he was doing it all on his own. And I believe, I want to say he graduated a couple years ago. He must have went to a JUCO somewhere. Yeah,
he went to, I'm pulling it up right now. Because I want to, you got to represent, get on here. I don't know his name.
Colbie Young is his name.
There we go, Colbie Young. Okay, that's right.
I watched him play football, and then I watched him play basketball, and it was at Maine Enwell when I knew he was an athlete on the football field, but bro, he got the ball at the top of the lane in basketball against Maine Enwell. Maine Enwell had a really solid team, couple big white boys. He did 2 dribbles, drove the lane, cocked that shit back, and fucking threw it down on like 2 of them. And I remember, I forgot who I was with, but I remember looking at whoever I was with. I was like, yo, that's a grown fucking man dunk, right? That motherfucker is an athlete. And I don't know what he did at Binghamton as far as numbers-wise. I think his just body type was put up good numbers, but he just was a pure athlete, from watching him. And then wherever he went to like college before he transferred. I mean, I don't know. I know he had somebody was telling me he had close, I think, double-digit TDs. He had a couple 100 yards. But he's a big body, man. I'm curious to see what he does in Miami. I hope he shows out, because when was the last time, a big D1, when was the last time a Binghamton kid went big D1?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. It's been a while since they went and played even,
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, I played D3 and it was tough for people to get on the field. So I can only imagine, even with Miami, it's not like 2000 Miami, but that's still fucking Miami. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You got cats on that team. So, yeah, man. So that just because he's 6'4", they're not going to give him nothing, but there's been a whole bunch of dudes with no stars, 1 stars, 2 stars, man, that will work harder than a 5-star dude, take his spot. 5-star dude is upset, so why not? I hope he does well, man.
Yeah, no, I'm rooting for him, because obviously that puts us on the map. Puts us on the map and shows that, and again, you got a great point. He goes in there, he's got nothing to lose right now.
No.
Right? Probably got depth chart wise walking in, and I don't know this for a fact, but I'm sure he's got maybe 1 or 2 guys in front of him.
At least, he's a freshman.
Yeah,
they got dudes that been there for 3-4 years.
Right,
been waiting.
That were recruited heavily. Yeah.
Let me see.
I hope he goes in there, puts the work in, and does well. I think he's got the body type and the athletic ability for it. I mean, when I watched him, dude, I mean, basketball alone, you could just see he was playing. I think he was definitely more of a football player, but just a natural fucking athlete, fun to watch, you know. So yeah, I hope he does well, man. I hope he really shows.
I'm looking on.
He's got to be transferring in there as a sophomore.
Yep. He's a transfer sophomore. They got him listed as. Okay. He's second at the X position.
Yeah, and I mean,
he's second at X, so
you know, he goes in there, and I want to say he's probably got to put on just a couple pounds.
Oh, you know, absolutely, especially if you got aspirations to go pro.
I haven't seen him in 2 years, you know, and he was big for high school. He was just towering over kids in high school. I don't remember who the quarterback was, but they get close to the end zone, they throw it in the corner to him, you know what I mean? And he's catching everything, but yeah, man, I hope he shows out, man. I hope he really does well, and we'll see. You know, we'll see what kind of work he's ready to put in down there.
That's exciting, though, man. It's been a while since you get hype about someone from the hometown.
Yeah. Let's think about it. Who was the last one to go like big D1 like that? I mean, are we going all the way back to Megwa?
Yeah, and then even look at, you know, Clarence. It was hard for him to get on the field. You know, it's tough, man. Yeah. You know, everybody that you're going to see, man, they were doing the same things that you were doing where they were from. That shit is tough, man.
Right. And I feel like, and you can probably speak to this better than I can, but I feel like it's tougher for a kid from Binghamton, New York, to go in and get that scholarship or get that you know, walk-on position, even if it's in D1. I think both Megwa and this Colbie Young kid are scholarship, obviously, but you think about that, right? It's got to be a lot harder for a kid from upstate New York in a small town of Binghamton than from a kid coming from Texas, where they live and breathe this, and you know, shops close down at 5 o'clock on Friday because the game's at 6:30. You know, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's because it's a lot easier to recruit those types of teams. You know, you get a couple kids consecutively go D1, then the recruits start to come. They start to see people that they didn't even come to practice to see, to the games to see, and it spreads out like that. Because I played with dudes that were D1 and transferred down to D3 and got no burn at D3. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, oh shit, we got this dude D1 coming in. He's from Akron. He's from Syracuse. He's from Stony Brook. They would come in and get no burn. No burn. And he'd be like, dudes, how the hell did you go D1? And you went D1 because you played at a school that was a little more heavily recruited. They saw potential in you to possibly be able to play up to that level because you're playing with these other people. And then when you got there, the shit didn't work out. They probably pulled your scholarship, and now your ass is riding pine at D3.
So you'd say it's a lot easier for those kids at those big high schools to get recruited then, because think honestly, right? Who's coming up here from fucking Miami to sit in Binghamton in the fall to watch? You know what I mean? Like,
nobody.
I think even in one of his interviews, I want to say that the Miami, whoever recruited him, whether it was a coach or assistant coach, said that they thought he was class of 2023, which has to be a bullshit fucking lie, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, if you're really recruiting somebody, you're not going to make a mistake and think, oh, sorry, we passed you up because we thought you were graduating in 2023. Like, it's like, no, man, like, you're not making that fucking mistake.
Yeah,
right?
Good one.
Yeah. But, yeah, man, I'm hoping he does well. I'm curious to see, you know, he probably... I don't know, man. He said he's 2, right? So, I mean, somebody hurt or he beats that guy out, he's in there.
And the crazy thing about playing at a place like Miami is you need 1 good year.
Yeah.
You don't need to have 3 good years. Like, you're not trying to leave an all-time record. Like, you need one. You don't even need a good year. You need, like, a certain niche. If you're a deep ball guy and you got fucking 15 plays where you're toasting somebody, if you're a red zone guy and you got 7-8 plays of you mossing somebody, you know, that's all you need playing at a place like Miami.
That's right, because you're going to get the exposure.
You're going to get the Same with the high school type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's the same. It's the same shit. You go to a high school game, you see a dude 6'4", just mossing a dude that's 6'1". He looks like a baller. Boom. Oh shit, we gotta look at him. It's the same way for Miami. You know, Miami, Oklahoma, all those types of schools. You need one halfway decent year, and your ass is at least getting a tryout.
Right. And that makes sense too. So yeah, I hope he does well, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the body type for it. I'm sure he'll go in there and work hard, knowing what he's up against. And shit, man, I'd love to see him this year or maybe next year get that starting spot and see what he can do. You know. Definitely.
One more thing, one more topic before we get out of here, man. Well, tell me about your Giants, man. You thinking your boy Daniel Jones is getting a new contract next year, or what's up?
So here's the honest thing. This is his make or break year, because you look at what happened, right? They came in, they cleaned fucking house with all the upper management, the coaching staff. They did everything that they needed to do from a fan's perspective to get back on the right track. So he's got knock on wood, a healthy Saquon. He's got the receiver in Tony. He's got some help. The defense, I think, is really going to be stacked up. They went and got the O-line for him. So all the things that the fans, from a fan's perspective, we were bitching about, they went and they took and they changed. So if he doesn't do it this year, you got to move on. You can't say, oh, he had a bad year. We got to try him again. This is it. This is Daniel Jones' last year to see what he can really do, because he's shown signs of it, but you know how the Giants are. We love our doofy-ass white quarterbacks. It's just the organization loves these doofy-ass white quarterbacks, man. And so this is his year, Chris. He's either got to show out and really, really come to play this year. And if he doesn't, if he has a half-ass year or even subpar lower than that, we gotta look somewhere else.
See, now my next question is, like, are you talking about his individual play or the Giants' win-loss record, I should say?
I mean, so, yeah, it's a tough question, because if he plays well and then the team around him, right? So if he's putting up 21, 30 points a game and then the defense is giving up 40, which I don't see happening, but you give him another shot there.
See, but then at that point, what kind of contract do you sign him to?
That's the issue, right? Because this is his contract year, so I don't know. I mean, I think I'm always very, very overzealous going into the season, and we have all the right pieces, and he's going to get, he's going to come in, ball out, and then they're going to give him a good contract. But we really gotta. I think our defense is going to be good. We got the O-line that we needed. It seems that way. So
yeah, you got my favorite player in the draft. I liked Evan Neal.
Yeah, I mean, I was happy with that, and then we beefed it up a little bit on that O-line. So we got a solid O-line now. I mean, we're not talking like, we're not talking the Patriots of the back in the day when they were winning everything under the sun, but we got a decent O-line here, and he's kind of got to put this team on his back and make a play here. And if Saquon can stay healthy and kind of get back, I don't know if Saquon's ever going to be that second year Saquon before he got hurt, because he's always seemed to be a little bit more, I don't want to say timid, but dialed back since then, So I'm curious to see what he brings back this year. I mean, we'll see. I'm always overzealous, thinking we're going to win 10 games and then we fucking lose fucking 30. But
and it's a huge year for him too, Saquon. Yeah, you're either going to do your thing or you're probably going to move into run a back by committee situation somewhere else. This is a cold world out here, man. Yeah, you were real nice your rookie year. You had over 2,000 yards from scrimmage, but that shit don't matter no more, man.
No, that was long ago. And as a running back, you have a very short window in this NFL. I mean, a 10-year running back is almost unheard of,
Scans, I literally, before we got on here, I was watching Adrian Peterson's career fucking highlight film.
Unbelievable.
Jesus Christ, that man was a fucking horse, and he did it. He got hurt, came back, led the league, get hurt, rushed for 2,000 yards. Like, that's the difference between, like, being great and having a good NFL career. Like, that dude is great.
Absolutely. He'll go down as one of the best running backs ever. And the thing is, too, like you said, he's been able to bounce back after getting knocked down how many different times?
Yeah.
Records, and he's fucking insane.
That man is a horse. They were showing shit from the 2020 season when he was with the Lions, and I'm like, holy fuck, man. I mean, this man's 35 years old.
Right. And that age for a running back is like, it's just, you don't hear about it, you know? And then what he was doing was even more incredible. But
he looks like dog shit boxing. You saw him and Le'Veon Bell are boxing, right?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, yeah. I think, like, is it this weekend? It's like this weekend, next weekend. Yeah, they're boxing.
Oh, man. Everybody, when these fucking internet celebrities started boxing, everybody wants to try and get that bag now, right?
Hey, entertainment pays.
So I got to ask you before we break to it, my boy, going off topic of the NFL, but my boy Patty and Molly. Dude, if you're Dana White, you have to put them on the same card, right?
Yeah, I think that's got to stay that way.
You know what I mean? And I watched the post presser, and they were talking about, I guess Drake doubled down on both of them, and she tagged them in a video and said, "Hey, I guess we won you a lot of money. How about a Rolex?" And he said he was going to come through with it. So,
yep, I saw that. He should. Fuck it.
I mean, yeah, dude, it's pennies to him, but yeah. I love those two, man. And that motherfucker always eats after his fucking fights and says fuck the world and doesn't care. And I think if you're Dana White, the smart move is to put them on the same card together. Yeah.
I think, listen, my thing, I think I like Molly a little bit more than I like Patty.
She's a beast, man. That fucking elbow is deadly.
I think I like her. I think Patty... When you talk the way that Patty talks, I think you should be fighting the best people. That's my only thing. I don't want to hear you running your mouth when you're fighting dudes that, not even from a skill standpoint, should be on the main card. They're prelim fighters. That's no disrespect to them, because they would whip my ass. But but in their world, they're prelim fighters. Yo, bro, do that shit to a couple of people that are ranked, and I will give you can talk however the fuck you want to talk. You can act however the fuck you want to act. But personally, I think from watching him, he's very exciting. But I think that excitement can lead to him getting fucked up too.
Well, if you saw that last fight, I don't know if you did or not. If you saw that fight, that whole first round, he got his ass beat. And he happened to get this guy slip. The guy was taking him down at will, and then he just happened to slip in and get his back and choke him out. I mean, he is fun to watch, but like you said, that excitement could get him knocked out in a heartbeat, especially when you're dealing with a more technical fighter than who he's fighting. I think his next, I don't know who he's going to fight next, but I think his two fights will tell a lot about him. But yeah, I like their energy though. After the presser, and they're dancing around their fucking accents. They're fun to watch. They're definitely going to sell tickets.
See, and I think Molly has the advantage. I think she's, in my opinion, I think she's going to be popular for a little bit longer than him, because women's MMA is at the stage where I think men's MMA was back in like 2006, 2007. Like, these women are still kind of pioneers of this shit. So I think she will always carry that, like, one of the first women type of shit. Like a Randy Couture. And I shouldn't say Randy, because Randy was the fucking man. But one of those pioneer chicks that will always get love for the next 30, 40 years. Patty's shit's going to depend on how many wins and losses he gets. I don't think hers depends on how many wins and losses she gets. His shit is all fine and dandy because he's knocking people out and choking them out. But I don't really see you doing that to somebody in the top 5. You're not doing that to Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier is going to kick your head off your shoulders because you don't move your head.
Right. Yeah, I see that. So I'm curious to see what his next fights are. But I agree with you, and it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch girls like her. That she's fucking wiry, crazy. She gets drunk at her fucking post pressers, and It's fun to watch. So I'm curious to see who they both got next. But again, Dana White, gotta have them on the same card.
Yeah, I think they feed off of each other.
1,000%.
I think Patty brings the youth and Molly brings the wisdom. I think they feed off of each other.
Yeah, both out of the same can. They're just fucking wiry. It's fun to watch. So.
Yep, absolutely. But all right, brother, I appreciate you coming on today, man. I definitely got to have you on again, probably sometime during the football season. Check in, see how the Giants are doing.
Yeah, hopefully when you get me back on, they're probably looking at 6-2. Something not.
All right, brother, I appreciate you coming on, man.
No problem, man. Anytime. Appreciate you having me. We'll talk soon.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Peace. All right, guys. That was my boy Scans. That was his third appearance on the show, I believe. It's always good having him on. It's always easy to get 45 minutes out of him. It's like catching up. That was my first school friend. Like going into kindergarten, the first friend you make, my first friend I made in kindergarten was that man right there. So it's cool that he's 30, I'm about to be 30, 25 years later, we're still in contact. And a lot of that has to do with this podcast. It's helped me reach out to a lot of people. And like I said, he's my Binghamton guy now. I'm an hour and 15 minutes away, but that's my Binghamton guy. Keep me informed on what's going on in Binghamton. But yeah, guys, with that said, I'm going to get out of your hair, but I want you to be safe, be easy, and wash your ass. I'll catch you next week. Peace.